That's something that I wish I would have known or somebody would have said to me when I was originally getting into cameras. If you have pets, you'll be able to relate to this. Last week we were shopping, and I decided that I wanted to get a recliner, like, you know, the old man like kind of recliner. So, but naturally we just went to Home Goods to start, and we went in there and looked for recliners. But then as we were looking, we saw in the hallway they had all of these cat trees. Max loves his cat tree, but it's kind of nasty and ratty. So we've been kind of looking, but not really looking for a new cat tree for him. And the ones that they had at Home Goods, when we first saw it, we thought like that's exactly what we were looking for. Like, it was thicker carpet, and it checked all the boxes that we were looking for our cat. So instead of buying my recliner or me a recliner or continuing to look for a recliner, we just decided to take those funds and spend them on our cat. And the thing is not small. It's a pretty decently sized cat tree, and I had to carry the thing from the back of the store to the register because it wouldn't fit in a cart, and then I had to carry it from the register to our car, and then from the car to our apartment. All that being said, it was not an easy feat getting the thing in here because of just the size. And after about a week of it being here, our cat has gone on like one of the floors one time, and he just always sits on the bottom, which if that's the case, then why do we even have the cat tree? We should just get them a bed. So all that being said, I think today is the day that I'm going to load the thing back up in the car, take it back to Home Goods, take it out of the car, take it back to the register to where we can return the cat tree. And while we were checking out, the lady kept asking us over and over again if we wanted to apply for their credit card. We said no. She asked at least like 8 times. Returning items is something that I never do, and I think because I hate doing it so much, or honestly, if I buy something and I do need to return it, a lot of times I just won't, because I just for whatever reason, I never put an importance on it, and the return date will come and go, and I'll just be stuck with that product for forever. And because of that, I find myself doing a lot of research beforehand to make sure that I actually absolutely do want that, like that piece of gear or that specific item. But watching videos or researching the thing only gets you so far. Like, I think at the end of the day, you're only really going to know if it's a good piece of gear for you, or whatever it is, doesn't have to be gear, when you have it in your hands and you're using it on a regular basis. And I think I'm guilty of this too, but I think a lot of times I let positive reviews, or I let like something that's super popular, like a good example would be Sony versus Canon. There's a lot of controversy talking about Sony being better in video and Canon's colors being better, and I think that's all just, quite frankly, kind of dumb. It comes down to how you specifically work, what kind of content that you're making, or what kind of stuff you do with the camera, and what your specific needs are for the camera. For me, the Sony a7S III for video is probably the best camera that it's the best camera that I could get right now on the market. But I know some people that shoot with R5s for video, and their stuff looks incredible, and they make successful businesses out of it. So aside from me just saying, I've said this before, but saying that don't listen to like what other people say about gear or not. You have to try it out yourself. That's to take it a step further. If you try something out because you think it's going to be a good fit, but it's actually not a good fit, that's totally fine. That's what return policies are for. And I'm not advocating that you buy a piece of gear and then return it after you're done using it. I'm just saying, like, if you buy it and it ends up not working, there's nothing wrong with like returning it. And basically all that I'm saying is, if you try something and it ends up not working, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with returning it and trying something new, whether that be a mirrorless camera, a 360 camera, or a cat tree. If you try it and you think it's going to work, but it ends up not working and you have to take it back, that's okay. Everybody is a little bit different in the way that they work or use things, and that's why there's a million products on the internet. That's something that I wish I would have known, or somebody would have said to me when I was originally getting into cameras, because I found it incredibly polarizing, and honestly kind of daunting having to pick like that's to pick what camp I'm going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in. We just got home. We actually, that whole sequence, it seemed like it was like 2 seconds. That it was actually 4 hours ago. We ended up having to do a bunch of returns and just a bunch of uninteresting stuff. So because of that, I thought I'd spare you from the boringness. During those errands, though, we actually did get this nice table. I've been wanting a table where we can actually sit because the other one was super, super low and was basically useless. So now we can actually sit out here when it's nice and have like dinner or food or whatever you do with the table on the patio. That's, yeah. During those errands, I thought about something else I didn't mention before that has to do with like return. Now, just because you can return it doesn't mean you should, and a lot of places do charge like a restocking fee. Hint, hint, Amazon actually doesn't charge a restocking fee, so if you ever need to buy camera gear and you don't know if you're going to return it and don't want to be charged, buy from Amazon, and 9 times out of 10, as long as you check and make sure, there's no restocking fee. But I think if I would have just known that just because like I buy something doesn't mean that I'm married to it forever. Even like we started with Canon and then we switched over to Sony. Was that expensive? Yeah. Did we spend more money than we would have just jumping straight into Sony for video? Yeah. But honestly, when we bought the Canon, we were doing more photo and it made more sense for us to do photo, and then video started to become more of a thing, so it made sense to buy a Sony. So like when you buy things, don't think that you're going to be married to it for forever, because there's always like resale, or you can always resell things on Facebook Marketplace and stuff to help pay for it, which is what we do for a lot of gear. Or like, I mean, if you're still within that return policy, you can return it. So it's not as like black or white as it could be. And I wish somebody would have told me that. Just one person would have told me that. Because at least for me, maybe I'm just a chronic overthinker and it's just me that's dealt with this, but I don't think it is. But for me, if I would have just known that would have taken a lot of like pressure off this decision. Because that's a lot of money to kind of gamble or feel like you're gambling if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're going to be doing from a year from now. Which is the case when you're self-employed a lot. Like, if you told me that I would be making videos like this 3 years ago, I would have thought you were crazy. But here we are. We have a guac that's about to go bad. Look how brown this is. It's like guac avocado. We have an avocado that's going bad. That's it. All right, I'm gonna finish this, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.